right, y'all. I'm back in the building. I give y'all a few minutes to wrap your head around all the disparities. Oh goodness, man, my woo wee. Life is life, man. That's all I'm gonna say about. Oh, stop! Shh, shh. This chair is so squeaky. Anyways, yeah, I'm up in here, y'all. The message stream will be going a little bit quicker. So if y'all want to throw comments on, y'all got something to say, something you want to say. If you don't have anything to say, you know what? I can chop it up through this whole thing by my lonesome. And y'all can come back and comment after the fact, and that works too. So I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to realize that I have went live and come in here and holla at your mans and them or chop it up with me, however you want to do it. Be back in a second. Okay. Glad you liked the beat. Okay, yeah, yeah. You too. I'm out here. Yeah, we in the building. I'm making beats. Well, not making beats, but I'm playing beats because I can because I made them. Ha! So I can play the beats if I want to, without any uh copyright reprisal. Okay, got about what, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Uh, how your week been? How y'all been living? Well, I guess I could give y'all a little bit of what's been kind of going on in my life. I've been taking on a couple of more projects, just to keep me busy through the winter because I know wintertime is just here is just miserable. I mean, unless you're one of them people that like to go skating every day and ice skating and snowboarding and all that kind of stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It just ain't for everybody. I'm a I'm a tropical person. I prefer you know tropical. You know, anything wrong with that? Nah, of course not. Anywho, um, I took on a um, I took on a project the other day. I am going to be hosting football parties at Dave and Buster's, just like kind of like watch parties. It's something, I guess um Dave and Buster's corporate is just like, hey, we want to do this now. So it's a little fun project that I'm doing. Getting paid to do it. Yes. So I'll be that guy that during the game, keeping everybody hyped up. Whenever the team score, we all gonna have us a toast and have us a little drankety drink, whatever it is you drink on, whether that be tea or whiskey. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I was at Dave and Buster's yesterday, and their drink selection was a little lacking. They got rid of their Patron. Oh my, you gonna lose a lot of people that way. You ain't got no Patron. What can people drink when they want to drink? I'm sure they got a lot of stuff, but from what I saw, it did look promising. Ain't no big deal. I'm not a big drinker, no way. So I'm not gonna trip on it. In other news, of course, y'all know if unless y'all been under a rock, I made my radio debut yesterday on 106.1 KONR out North Radio. It's a volunteer kind of station, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you just come in and you do it, you know. And it's a nice platform. It's a nice platform for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. And it seemed to be very well received because folks were like, "Hey, y'all are good!" And shouts out to my girl Jasmine Smith for putting that together, making it happen. Opening doors, making things go on. And I like to be around people that don't waste their time. They get up and make things happen. You know, that's that's it's awesome for me. Um, Give y'all a few more minutes before I get off into what I get off into because I have some things on my mind. What do I have on my mind? I got football on my mind. I got the Karen law on my mind. I got the latest What If episode on my mind from Disney. That's called new age winning. So that's the That's the lady slaps that I've been working on. Well, I haven't been working on it. It's just the last thing I worked on before I stopped working on beats. I used to be like real heavy into making beats, but now I'm just kind of like, meh. But now I know what all of them beats was for me to have something to play while I'm sitting here talking to y'all. And it looks like it's some folks in the building. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with topics of the day. This y'all ain't missed nothing. I was just telling folks about my radio debut and about this here music and oh you say drink. Yeah. Like I was saying, I'm not a huge drinker. Like matter of fact, I was at Dave and Buster's yesterday and I was lightweight, you know what I'm saying? My lady got a lemon drop and I got a lemon drop too. So don't be mad at your boy if I can't drink liquor like I used to no more. I can't. To be quite honest, I never had that much of a constitution for liquor. So, you know, terrible thing when you ain't in control of a situation. You know what I mean? Um, Trying to be that cat. That's all I'm saying. Welcome, D Diesel, my man. I can set a watch to you, bro, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that to pieces. This is my classic. I love this joint. I love this joint. I love this joint. This is hot fire. We throwing our glasses up. Gotcha. Okay. Let me dive into this NFL thing because I wanted to set some things straight. And before anybody open up their mouth and say something, no, it does not have anything to do with the Kansas City Chiefs. In fact, it has everything to do with two entirely different teams. Let me turn that down because I feel like I'm trying to holler over it. There we go. Okay. Sunday, the NFC Offensive Player of the Week was Matt Stafford, who is now of the Los Angeles Rams. Now, folks were trying to present an argument and say, why didn't Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals get NFC Offensive Player of the Week? Well, whenever we have these kind of arguments and disparities, I tell people, look at the stats because it's not about the score. It's not about who threw for more yards. It's about who was more efficient as a quarterback. So let's look at that efficiency. Kyler Murray, 21 completions out of 32 attempts at 65%. He was sacked twice, picked once, threw for 289 yards and 4 touchdowns in a most impressive victory. I think it was like 38-13. And the Titans didn't get that 13 till after, Arizona had just dug off in their chest. Matt Stafford, Los Angeles Rams, completed 20 of 26, which is 76% completion rate, 321 yards, 1 sack, no pick, 3 touchdowns. Who to you sounds like they were the more efficient quarterback that day? Okay? Sounds to me like, I ain't gonna be no hater, but it sounds to me, that you ain't pay. I haven't paid much attention to him either, D, but it came up and people were having, a back and forth. They picked Matt Stafford because he's white. No, They picked Matt Stafford because he had a better day. He threw for more yards and he completed more passes. And he didn't get picked. That's called efficiency. He was more efficient than Kyler Murray was. Not to say Kyler Murray can't have a day where he's more efficient than Matt Stafford, but today or Sunday, he wasn't. Interesting point of reference. Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, same division. So, ought to be interesting to see what goes on in that division. I don't know what the game's going to be that we'll be showing at Dave and Buster's, but most likely it'll be a Seattle Seahawks game because everybody in Anchorage, well, not everybody, but most people in Anchorage default to the Seattle Seahawks because they're closer? I don't know. Nah. As for me and mine, red and gold till I'm dead and cold. KC all day, every way. But you know what? Ironically, that's all I had to say about NFL football. Unless somebody else had a question or a concern, then we're going to move on past the football stuff. Now, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we got this term that became commonplace to use. That term, of course, is Karen. Now, now, Karen is in our lexicon now. Dang, I made a disco beat. Anyway, Karen was a term, or is a term, that's used to describe primarily overly privileged white women who seem to be insinuating themselves into business that is none of theirs. Then, when they get called out on it, they decide to call the police and sell wolf tickets. All right, that I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if calling the police is warranted, then call the police. Now, what we got out of that is an assemblyman in the Bay Area, particularly San Francisco, presented what was it called? AB 1550, or the Karen Law. Not Karen, Karen, but Caren, Karen, which is an acronym that stands for, get ready, Caution Against Racially Exploitive Non-Emergencies. Okay. You know what? I ain't feeling that. Anyway, they want to make it a crime. They want to make it a crime to call the police and say it's an emergency where there is no emergency, particularly where you lie to the police and say, oh, I'm being harassed, or this black man's attacking me, or this black man is on my property and don't have no business being on my property. I thought that was already against the law. Wasn't it? Ain't it against the law to call 911 on some bogus stuff? Why do we need to make a law specifically for Karens? If we call the police on some bogus ish, we deserve to get in trouble, no matter what color you are. Because I know people of color who have called the police on some bogus ish, and turned out, you know, it wasn't no big deal. So why are we going to all of this trouble? Is it to shut the Karens up? and is it gonna shut them up? Because Karen's sense of self-importance, privilege, if you will, comes from a place of security, because they're made to feel safe and secure by their white men. And with that security, they feel like, okay, I need to be all of the justice in the world. I need to be all of the fairness in the world. I need to be all of the equality in the world. You know what? That in and of itself is not a problem until you start engaging in fake and felonious phone calls to achieve said results. I don't think a whole lot of talking needs to be expressed on that. But here's here's what the bill says, and this was rolled out last year. The legislation shares similarities proposed by Assemblyman Rob Bonta from Oakland, California. So Oakland and San Francisco are having this conversation. This statewide bill labels discriminatory 911 calls as hate crimes. Ooh, so we making it a hate crime, not just a crime. There you go, Diesel. Um, and should dissuade people from weaponizing law enforcement for racially motivated purposes. Assembly member Bonta stated that the amendments to AB 1550 will provide a civil remedy to victims of these calls and will establish civil liability, civil, not criminal, reassuring his constituents that the goal of this bill is not to discourage utilizing 911 when in danger, but to prevent the further deterioration of community police relations. Oh, further deterioration. Further deterioration. Okay, got it. And contribution to the inaccurate and harmful overcriminalization of Black and Brown communities. It's on its way through the Senate committee. I think it got lost. Yeah, some Karens are responsible for whole towns being destroyed. Other Karens are responsible for young boys being murdered because they lied and said that the young boy whistled at them. Oh yeah, yeah. Karens are a problem in that way. But will making a hate crime law against Karens change that? Because I've seen Karens in action, and they ain't always just beefing about any things that are racially motivated. They just beefing because they think the world is supposed to be adjusted to their axis and rotate around them. And, and that don't have nothing to do with color sometimes. It's just I'm a privileged white woman and I deserve to be heard and taken care of. Okay. All right. Well, glad we got that out of the way. This seems to be moving smooth as a baby's behind. So I'm going to keep it moving like that. You ain't put another tune on? All right. I'll put another tune on. Let me see what I got. 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 I call this one Snicker bars. Because, bars. What can I say? That's just one of them bars. That's just one of them ones. And that's my point, D. They go off on anybody. It ain't just black people. They go off on everybody. So why make it a hate crime to do Karen stuff? I don't know. I think that's weird. I really do. I think it's off and well, I won't say it's off. Um Overzealous. There we go. Overzealous. I understand, you wanting to make them stop, but tell their husbands to tell them to stop. Their husbands are the whole reason they're doing it anyway. If their husbands tell them, hey, don't be going over there to the store yelling at the manager. Hey, don't be messing with that little girl selling lemonade. Who cares if an 8-year-old girl selling lemonade got a permit? It happened. It happened. Who cares if a family I ain't never needed no permit to barbecue in the park. Now that kind of stuff right there, that seems racially motivated. But for you to just be in this store yelling and screaming at folks, yeah, or water. Black while drinking water. That's a crime. Oh, I need to talk to your manager. Yep. Oh, he going in. Cigarettes. What? Sitting in your car and going to a job interview, sleep in your bed, all that, on and on and on. But, let's shift gears. Let's shift gears. Let's shift gears. I want to round out today's little soiree with a discussion about the latest episode of What If. If you have not seen the latest episode of What If, this might be a good time to bounce. But if you have seen the latest episode of What If, we're going to talk about it. And as many folks as there are on YouTube talking about it, I find it hard to believe that anybody has not seen this episode. Okay? You watched it. Here we go. All right. The episode was called What If Killmonger Had Rescued Tony Stark? And basically, the events of the 2008 movie Iron Man never happened because that bomb never blows up and shrapnel never gets trapped in his heart and he never gets the inspiration to try to save himself. And so he stays a billionaire, playboy, genius philanthropist. Never becomes Iron Man. So because he never becomes Iron Man, Killmonger becomes the new roadie. And Killmonger has a design for, hey, what's up, Maurice? And Killmonger, hey, if you ain't watched What If, bro, better get out, because yeah, we're gonna be talking about it. Spoilers galore. All right. And so he makes this design for what looks like a Gundam. If you've ever watched Gundam, it looks like a robot off a Gundam. And he wants to use these. Well, he claims he wants to use these in a benevolent way. But it turns out he starts doing all kind of flim-flamming and crazy stuff. And he's still nasty villain Killmonger after all. There's an article, I don't know where it was, but my man Black Jesus, he ain't on here yet, but he turned me on to an article where they were talking about Black Panther fans have lost their minds over the latest episode of What If. Okay, I'm a Black Panther fan. I haven't lost my mind, at least not yet. Now, you thought this was the second best episode behind the Doctor Strange joint. I like the Doctor Strange joint too. Doctor Strange joint is my second favorite one also. My first favorite one is Marvel Zombies. But here's the thing that I couldn't get past. Bad writing. I get that it's a alternate universe. It's a parallel universe. That's what If is all about, right? But the core events, if he's evil, the core events should change, right? Because originally, Black Panther, T'Chaka kills his brother Njobu, who happens to be his brother. Why? Oh, why would you make this elaborate plot to kill everybody and get close to the man who killed your father and not kill him? Shouldn't that have occurred in the episode, or at least have been addressed? If you got an ulterior motive for keeping him alive, let us, the audience, in on that. It felt like a classic what if story, but at the same time, are you gonna have this change of heart for the man who murdered your father and just be beside him, hanging out, kicking it? I get tricking and duping everybody to a certain degree to where they'll think, okay, you're the good guy, but no, I'm the only one. Me and Theo, we the only one. Did T'Chaka kill Eric's father? So his ultimate goal, exactly, Theo. His ultimate goal was to be the Black Panther. D. That was his goal. My goal is to get to Wakanda and be the Black Panther. I don't care that I'm standing next to the man who killed my father. Okay, more of that. Then the second thing, um, don't T'Challa's uniform have vibranium in it? Even the simple uniform, or excuse me, it's a habit. Let me get it right. Even the habit that T'Challa made, that wasn't as fancy as the one that Shuri came up with, it was still laced with vibranium. Why did he fall to a sonic attack? Why did he fall to a sonic attack? That's the sonic device that he was using to paralyze. That was you. Stain was using to paralyze. That's what I'm assuming. It seems to be some sort of sonic device, a sonic device of some sort. Okay, Black Panther in the comic books fights Claw all the time, who is a sonic based foe, and he is unable to harm T'Challa because T'Challa's habit is laced with vibranium. Okay, cinematic universe is laced with vibranium too. How come he failed? It was Obadiah Stane's weapon. Yes, I know that. But energy. It gave off energy. Whether that energy is kinetic, light based, or sound based, vibranium should be proof against it. It beggars a deeper question. Of the 3 episodes that we have seen T'Challa in, and I really hate going there because someone called me a simp today, because I am part of the Recast T'Challa movement. If being a simp means I am standing up for what's right or what should be, equality, justice, all that, I be that. I'll be that, as my man Red Man say, But as my man Theo pointed out, we have been erroneously using the word simp. Simp is short for simpleton, and I know you ain't calling me no simpleton. Yes, Theo, that that is my point, sir. That is my point. Stark don't build better than T'Challa. Period. So why would Stark's weapon stop T'Challa? Why would it cripple T'Challa? That was the part I didn't like. Why? Because we don't want to rehash the whole Killmonger T'Challa fight thing. It could have still went down like that. I mean, we made those differences, but why couldn't that final showdown have included T'Challa? Okay. I'm glad you said that, D. I'm glad you said that. D said they're using their made up MCU logic over pure comic book logic, which sometimes is also over the top too, but that's another conversation for another day. So, again, we are delineating between 616 universe and MCU. Now, okay, cool. Let's go MCU. Captain America: Civil War, the debut of the Black Panther. I don't know what was it, a M240, a 50 cal, something that they was bucking at the Winter Soldier and T'Challa with, and he just stood there like, So it does deal with energy.
Theo Butler.
Theo Butler? Oh, is you calling me, dog? What's good, Theo? What's good?
No, man, let me get some of this right here. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Holla at you, man.
If we gonna be consistent with the MCU, should he have Wakandan sonic blasters and couldn't take out Killmonger? So if we being consistent, I know damn good and well Stark Tech, Obadiah Stane Tech ain't taking out no vibranium armor. Now, if we just doing make-believe because we just want to keep doing make-believe, why is that the story we want to tell?
Well, at this point, Theo, I am not shocked anymore by the stories that people want to tell over at Marvel. They want to tell stories that not rooted in logic.
I just want us to be consistent. If in a movie, red and blue was put together and made purple. If we're doing a cartoon based on that same movie, I expect red and blue put together to make purple. I don't expect a different color.
Well, science, no matter what universe it's in, should still be science.
So in this particular what if universe, Stark Tech is superior to Wakandan Tech. Okay.
Yeah, but Stark's robots couldn't get through Wakanda's shield without help.
No. This is what if made up. I'm just gonna write this story and say whatever I want to say. That's the logic we're being asked to believe. That's the logic we being, called out for question. We being ridiculed, we being laughed at, we being talked about and everything like that. So, my bad. I just like consistent writing. I'm sorry. My bad.
I hear you. Is that echo, Theo, because you're on your phone and your computer?
No, I got you on speakerphone, but I'm gonna take y'all.
Cause that was killing me. I felt like there was a variant of me on here.
We won't have that no more. Then we won't have that.
Yeah, see, that sounds 100% better.
But yeah, no, it's like I see the comments and I'm like, okay, listen, just out of the realm. In the MCU, it's already been established that Wakandan tech is more advanced than Stark tech.
In the MCU universe, I guess.
This is still an MC What If universe because this is supposed to be canon.
Okay, but what rules are we following? See what I'm saying?
Let them tell it. Let them tell it. The rules of the Marvel universe are consistent. If we say in this particular universe that Wakandan tech is superior to Stark tech, and we show that to be the case in the same episode, we don't just get to flip that when it's convenient for the storytelling. That's false. We get conversations like this for no reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And D. Steezel, if you're looking at the comments, said they've been wildly inconsistent in the show.
They've been wildly inconsistent with this character, which is the problem.
Yeah.
This character was more angrier at someone who stole from him than someone who killed his father. Make that make sense?
I ain't the one that's gonna make sense of it because I don't see the sense in it.
Who we more mad at? We regular people. We regular people. Who we more mad at? Someone that steal from our parents or somebody to kill our parents? Who we more mad at? Like dead
ass. That should be a no-brainer. But for some reason, that logic doesn't apply in the MCU.
I don't even understand it. Wait, hold on. Is these kids are married? Because me and you married. I'm gonna ask this question for a good reason. So, Okoye, Wakabi, married, right?
Far as I know.
Okoye told Wakabi before he turned his back on his best friend. She said he blew up the thing. He the one broke Claw out. She told him that, right?
Yes.
What black man going against his black wife? What when? Wow.
Huh. Okay.
The damn rhino wouldn't even mess with Okoye. Come on, man. You really finna go against your wife word and she looking at you like she's 38 hot?
Peace, bruh. Peace, bruh. Somebody else was bouncing out, so.
My bad. I ain't mean to do it. I'm sorry. I'm just,
Well, what I'm getting ready to do, Theo, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm a summarize and I'm gonna wrap this up with a neat little pretty bow. So let me get you off and we're going to finish this.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll holler at you after the shotty. All right.
For sure.
All right, peace. Now, Mr. Butler brought up some excellent points, and they are undeniable. They can't be argued. Okay, I'm not unhappy with this episode because, well, I'm disappointed that they yet again decided it was a great idea to murder T'Challa off. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed more with the inconsistency. Even in a what if parallel universe, universal rules still have to apply. If vibranium absorbs kinetic energy and other forms of energy, or redirects other forms of energy. Because what it does in the MCU, it seems to redirect them. Only Wakanda was advanced enough to utilize vibranium technology to where it could absorb vibranium. We ain't seen it absorbs impact, but we ain't seen it absorb and redistribute. Okay, that came later in the Black Panther movie. But the point of the matter, we know the basic properties of vibranium, and they should still be the same. That's the part I didn't like. It was an interesting episode. It was a interesting episode, but it kind of made me sad. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna lose my mind over it because of everything that has gone to pass thus far. I shouldn't be shocked. Okay. We still need to talk about that December conversation and as far as recast T'Challa and respecting and honoring and so on and so forth. But actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Okay. I've actually been out in this mug 45 minutes and people have come out to play with me. D Steezel, I appreciate you for always coming out and rocking with me, bruh, and giving some great feedback. Theo, always a pleasure. By the way, y'all, my man Theo was on the radio with me. I called him in and we got to talk about that recast T'Challa thing on the radio. That footage forthcoming. And everybody else that came in and played today, I appreciate y'all. We're going to get back up. This is where I'm at. Thursday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. Y'all drop in, give me a little shout out, participate in the conversation, and I will see y'all when I come back with another one of these other ones. And until then, y'all be good. Be good to each other.